Okay. Are we on? We're on. Let's go. Welcome back to The Broke Investor. This is the fourth episode. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, metals and crypto. Why is it that I talk so much about metals and crypto? And I'll be very honest with you right away without any. Oh, wait, hold on. We got to get some official stuff out of the way. So this is The Broke Investor. If you're watching this channel, it's probably because you're broke and you want to be an investor. Great place to be. Anything you see here is not financial advice, strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only. And do like and subscribe so you can be notified of new content and to help the algorithm to get this out to anybody that needs to see it. All right, with that out of the way, let's get right into it because the last couple of videos are just like blah, blah, blah. So, metals and crypto. This is The Broke Investor, and it's really a bare bones approach to kind of investing. And so the last couple episodes I've been really talking about Bitcoin and silver, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is I guess I don't trust banks. I don't trust governments. I don't trust third parties. I don't trust counterparty risk, basically. And you see a lot of people that they're like, oh, well, I have all my investments with the bank, and the bank is great, and governments are great, and I'll give my money to the government. All the power to you. Great. You know, if that's part of your plan, and that's part of your thesis, and that's part of your conviction, give her. But for me, Bitcoin and silver are two things that I can invest into with no third party getting involved, with these two assets gaining traction and becoming more valuable, and I don't have some guy at a desk, making a commission off of me buying it. And that's basically what you're getting with an ETF. That's basically what you're getting with stock. That's what you're getting with any kind of investment advisor or financial advisor product, or where you're basically buying something. The guy at the desk is telling you to buy it, and whether the asset or the your investment goes up or down, that guy don't give a rat's ass because he's already made commission off your purchase. So I don't like that approach. That's why I really don't like banks. I don't like investing through banks. I don't like investing through governments. I don't like investing through like other types of funds. I am a direct asset kind of guy. So I buy metals. No, I'm not going out to the fields and picking it out, refining it myself, and keeping it. I'm buying it from a third party, which is a coin shop or a silver broker or dealer, but it's in my hand, right? Like, I don't do the ETF route. And when it comes to crypto, it's basically the same thing. I go to the vendor, which is, let's say, Coinbase, and I buy my Bitcoin off of them. I take the Bitcoin and I store it on a cold wallet. You could do a hot wallet, but I prefer a cold wallet, and we'll be talking about that later too. So that's why I like those two asset classes, because I can buy them directly from a vendor and hold them myself. I don't have to have, I don't get a little receipt saying, oh, well, this piece of paper here says that I own this much, and look, I'm invested. And it's like I go off feeling like I'm important because I have a piece of paper that represents some sort of value while the asset is not sitting with me. And so that's why we kind of had the episode about ETFs versus self-custody, because you could be all about that, and that could be part of your plan and part of your approach, part of your your kind of outlook and thesis. But for me, I don't want somebody standing in between me and my investment, frankly. And that can actually be said for other investment classes as well, other asset classes, which we will get into later. But yeah, metals, crypto, grab them, hold them for yourself, and I think that is the ultimate way to kind of invest and basically do that play. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing it both sides. You might hold some silver and you might have some crypto and silver or precious metals ETFs. But to hold your gold, hold your silver, hold your own Bitcoin is really kind of the way to go. I think it's these two asset classes represent the same kind of goal. Really, is to break away from this derivative driven, this third party custody, this counterparty risk driven kind of narrative where they'll take, oh, well, give us your money and we'll write down how much you gave us and we'll give you an IOU saying this is what we owe you later. Like, the world has changed. We have the BRICS nations taking on the G7 right now. Like, and if you don't know about that, we're going to talk about that too, because the entire dynamic of the globe is shifting very, very fast. And I think for somebody to have faith in these institutions that are literally losing ground in against another pole or geopolitical financial faction that is rising, you got to own your own things, because like we've seen in 2008 banks collapse, and all these things happen with these too big to fail things that end up failing. Like, who's to say we're not going to see that again? Let's say you're like, ma and pa kind of small business, just barely holding it together, and all your shit's in one of these banks, and it goes down. Then what? You're kind of effed in the A, right? FTX collapse. That happened to a lot of people. I think we had some teachers put some money into that kind of got effed in the A, and like the trust is gone. So basically, that's why we're going to focus on physical metals in hand and cold storage cryptos. And later down the line, there's also other things you can kind of hedge with. You can trade some of these other shit coins and other things like that. I say shit coins because for me, Bitcoin is the granddaddy. It's the cryptocurrency. And also, silver is the biggest one, because it's money. Technically, it's money. In the Bible and in other holy books, it's money. In other old world cultures, silver literally is money. But it's not money if you don't own it. And I think we're kind of going back to these old themes of it's in your hand, it's yours. You can swap it, you can exchange it. And now with the cryptocurrency, you can send it around the world without a bank, without Western Union transfer. You don't need somebody to help you send it around the world. The infrastructure is already in place to do it. So that's why precious metals in hand, that's why Bitcoin in cold storage or hot wallet, it's the new and the old school, right? The new school, the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, the old school, the metals in hand. I think that is the most tangible type of wealth you can have right now, because there's no third party involved except from when you're purchasing it. It's not in trust, with some other entity, or it's not in custody of someone else. And then if something, if shit hits the fan, you gotta go and ask permission to the guy that has, like, oh, I'm in trouble now, can I have my investment? And they're just gonna be like, bail in. No, it's ours. So yeah, that's why I really want to start this channel off with that like fundamental bare bones kind of structure. And I love how Bitcoin and silver, or Bitcoin and precious metals, they do that for you. Like, the rails are in place for Bitcoin for you to own it yourself. If I want to send it to you, let's say you leave a like right now, you drop your Bitcoin address, I can literally send it to you right now without getting a bank involved. I can send it to you without getting anybody else involved. It's literally me to you directly. It'd be like me giving you an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver in your hand. That's the type of transferability that exists. So in your hands first, and then we'll talk about all the other fancy stuff that's kind of coming. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I've kind of broken down why in hand, and if there's questions about it, leave a question. I'm going to answer all the questions I get, because this is kind of our discussion and this is our path. But yeah, I think that covered it all. So, not your keys, not your coins. Bitcoin, seed phrase. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Precious metals, simple as that. There are other types of wealth out there. There's real estate, there's like bonds and treasuries and all sorts of things out there that you can really get into, and stocks. But at the end of the day, do you own those things? Like, do you know, like, if you own a stock, do you actually own it? Is there not some legal clause out there that states in some 50,000 page contract or user agreement that it's not actually yours. Like, are you actually entitled to it? And so if it's not in your hands and not in your possession, it's not actually yours. And so we're going to start it from there, and we're going to build up. All right. So I've jibber jabbered way too much for episode 4. Yeah, pretty good. Feeling good about episode 4. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself too. Like, like what I've done for a living and how this is all kind of fit together, and who I am and where I've been, where I've gone. I'm not a very fancy guy, I'll tell you that right now. I ain't no luxurious dude, so let's leave it there. This has gone long enough. All right, we'll see you. Take care.